as promised, no lashes. We're going to do a full tutorial. I'm going to take my sweet ass time. I will put everything in the caption. So if you are coming in late and you're like, what are you using? If you don't hear me say it, it'll be in the caption when I'm done. I'm going to use this video 2 different ways. This is going to be a full-length tutorial. I'm going to archive it. So when it's over, you're not going to see it in my feed, probably till the end of the day. That way, when I archive it, I can save it to my camera roll to shorten it into like short, sweet little notes for a reel. And then I can also repost it back to my main feed so that you guys have access to little tidbits that are quick and sweet. And then this full length tutorial on how I put on my lashes. So first things first, you have to remove your old lashes. Now my lashes were hanging, yesterday was 7 days that I'd had my Lash Linx lashes on. Lash Linx is the brand that I use. I've tried lots of brands. They're all really pretty good. Before I did my last set of lashes, my most recent set, I had used, and I'm not trying to drag them by any means, but I had used Flutter Habit. They're the first DIY extensions I had tried, used them for years, loved them. But their bands, like the strip that the lash hairs are glued to, is a lot thicker than the Lash Linx one. The Lash Linx one is like a piece of thread. And oh my gosh, I was like, because I've got like 10 boxes of Flutter Habit lashes. So I was like, I'm not going to order any more Lash Linx. I'm going to use up my Flutter Habit first. And I use my Lash Linx glue because their glue is the best I've tried with my Flutter Habit lashes. And when I tell you I wanted to claw my eyeballs off, like it felt like I was wearing a hair shirt on my face. Like just so uncomfortable, so heavy. When you get used, these are like wearing nothing. If you feel these, you have them applied the wrong way. You've got a segment that's wonky that's poking you because you should not feel them at all. They shouldn't feel heavy. They shouldn't feel itchy. You should feel nothing. So all of that to say, I'm back to my Lash Linx. I'm using the Celes Medley. I swear this is like, I need you guys to like beat down the doors for these particular lashes, the Celes Medley. You can get them in the medley, which is multiple sizes. So this box goes from 10 millimeters to 16. So it's got a row of 10s, a row of 12s, a row of 14s, and a row of 16s. But I also got, like, look at this. Like when I say I put my money where my mouth is, I don't ask you guys to spend money where I'm not already spending it. Because I don't get this stuff for free. I buy this. But I loaded up because I'm terrified that she's going to like discontinue because it's a limited time lash. So they are my favorite. They're perfect. They're just long enough. They're just thick enough. They've got a good C curl on them. They're gorgeous lashes. I'm obsessed with them. So you have to prep beforehand. If you've never done your own lashes, you are going to want to get like the whole shebang. You're going to want to get the grabbers. You're going to want to get the scissors. You're going to want to get the sticky little lash pad that holds your eyelashes. That seems like a waste of money until you sneeze or a gust of wind blows through your room and your eyelashes freaking go everywhere. Okay. You got them all nice and ordered. And then like it gets all screwed up. So the lash pad is absolutely worth the investment. You're going to want to get the glues. You're going to want to get the sealers. And I'm going to show you all of this. You're also going to want to get the remover. Okay. This glue works well. I very rarely have lashes just come off. Like I usually have to remove them. And for me, I don't want to damage because I've got such wimpy natural lashes. Like they're so sad. Even though I use like lash serum, my lashes are so sad. I do this like in a lengthy process. So I put it on before I go to bed and I will just take out the dropper and I'll put it along up here. And then I also, you can find these on Amazon. I get like lip gloss, like a multi-pack, like a bulk pack of clean lip gloss applicators and then spoolies. And I will use this. You could use a Q-tip too. But I like these a lot better because they've got like the little tiny fibers on them. They almost comb that oil into your lashes. And then I go to bed and I sleep in it. And then the next day I put more on and I massage it in, and then I gently remove those lashes. It's normal to see a few of your natural lashes stuck in the glue because lashes shed just like your hair does. If you wear your hair braided for 2 days or a week, when you take it out, you're gonna pull out hair because it has let go. Same thing with the lashes. What you don't want to feel when you are removing is any kind of pulling. If there's any kind of pinching or pulling or tugging, stop what you're doing, be patient, put on more oil. You can take a hot shower or use a steamer and use that heat to help loosen up the glue, okay? If you start tugging and picking and pulling, you're gonna F up your natural lashes, you're gonna lose a bunch of lashes, and you gotta have lashes to hold on the lashes. So we're treating these with kid gloves, okay? So last night, I put on the remover, I massaged it in. I went to bed this morning, I put more on, I massaged it in. It doesn't sting your eyes, which is really nice. I've tried several different removers, and some of them burn like wildfire. Like, I mean, just they burn, and you're just like, how am I supposed to leave this on my eyeballs, you know? This is very gentle, very mild. I mean, if you put it in your eye like an eyedropper, it's going to irritate, but just around your eyes and massaging, and it's an oil. If it gets in, it doesn't burn or sting, which I love. So did all that, removed them this morning. Then I washed my face. I did my skincare. I recommend to you, skincare wise, because you want to try and keep your lashes as dry as possible all the time. That just helps with retention. But do your like invasive skincare when your lashes are removed. So you're going to want to do your exfoliating when your lashes are off, because then you can really get in there and you can put your face in the water. Masks, anything where you really need to scrub your face, that you're going to do that on the day that you don't have lashes on, if you can swing it at all. So did all the skin, I had a facial yesterday. So typically I would use my Restore scrub, and I would use my Clarify, is it the Clarify? Yeah, it's the Clarify oil exfoliant from Pomifera. I would have used that at bedtime. And then this morning, I would have used the Restore scrub and really scrubbed my face good. But I had a facial yesterday. I had a Hydra facial at Premier. So I don't need to do any of that. I had dermaplaning done. I'm exfoliated. I'm good. So this morning, I just did my normal skincare routine. Made sure I got my eyelashes nice and dry and cleansed. We're good to go. You aren't going to want to get any kind of steam or water on your face. So you're going to skip working out. You're not going to wash your face tonight. You'll use a makeup remover or a hot washcloth around the eyes. But washing your face, taking a shower, we don't want that kind of water around the lashes for 24 hours. That is going to help with retention, okay? So we are ready to rock and roll. I got my box out. Some of her lashes in the Medleys come like pre-clipped. They're like, here's one of the other Medleys. They're all cut for you. The Celes are not. They're on strips, so you have to cut. They're all hooked together, so you got to cut those little segments. You can figure out what works for your eyes. You can map these differently. I prefer a cat eye, which means I go 10, 12, 14, 14, 16. That way they get longer as they go out. If you prefer a doe eye, you're going to go longer in the middle and then go shorter in both directions. So you do like a 14 or a 16 here, and then the next one down and the next one down, next one down, next one down, okay, in millimeters. You can play with it, figure out what works for you, figure out what you like. I prefer a bolder cat eye. I also overlap my lashes, which I will show you. I've got this set up, so I've got my mirror is like right here. Oh, shit. I forgot this doesn't have like an actual holder. It's just like I've got my phone balanced on it. I've got my mirror, so I'm all set up at my desk, and I'm trying to get this my phone set so that I can get my lashes on and you guys can see everything that I'm doing. I'm going to work on this eye, obviously, so you can see it the best. I'm not going to do both eyes because you do them both exactly the same. All right, so I already mapped and trimmed my lashes. I have them all ready. Then I'm going to get my glues and my sealers out. She came out with a new sealer. I've been using the Glaze sealer for forever. It worked really good, kept the lashes on good. It made them a little stiff. And if you put too much on, you would get like a white cast from it. So she came out with a new one called Ice, and I just got it and I am freaking obsessed with it. It was definitely easier for me to get my lashes off this time, but they stayed on just as well as they always do, and they didn't feel stiff. Like when I put that sealer on, they stayed just fine. So let's see, let me find what I need. So what I use is what I use. You do what works for you, but this is what I recommend. I have the Lash adhesive in black, and this is, I don't know if you can see it, it's like a little mascara wand. That's what's gonna go on my natural lashes, okay? But I double glue. So then I have the Lash Linx brush glue, and it's like the white clear. It goes on white and then dries clear. That goes on the lash segments. And then, where is the ice? Is that it? No, that's an adhesive. Gotta find it. Here it is. And then I've got the ice, and that is the sealant that we're going to use to help keep these puppies on for a week. Like I said, they would have probably stayed on for another 2 or 3 days. They didn't look bad, but I promised I would get a tutorial done this week. And today I didn't have any content for you, so I was like, let's remove the lashes and get them done. So before I start anything, I put the clear glue on the segments. And this one is actually getting a little dry. I need to order a new one. You're going to put it sort of heavily on the band. So just right there. You want it to sort of bubble up. I'll bring the lash in close and show you guys so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, if you are new to lashes, this is not, my friend Megan did her lashes and she was like, oh my gosh, this is not something you want to do for the first time 30 minutes before you have to be somewhere. Absolutely not. When I first started doing my own lashes, it took me every bit of 45 minutes to get these suckers on and figure out what I was doing. Now, if I'm not teaching, I can have them on in 10 to 15 minutes, both eyes, I'm good to go. So you do get better. It does get easier, but there is a learning curve. So be patient with yourself. When they come in, do it the day before you have plans, okay? So can you see how much glue I've got there? That's the white glue. That's how much we're going to put on all the bands. Now, these lashes go on the underside of your eyelash. So you put it on the top part of the band. So if you're holding the lash like this, the glue goes on the top and then it goes underneath your eyes. So I do one eye at a time. So I'm going to glue all of these up. For this eye, I'm not going to glue up the other ones. This glue will dry while we're waiting, but it doesn't dry like a super glue. It's like a tacky, you want it to be tacky. That way they just grab a hold and they don't slide around on your face. So I'm going through and I'm gluing all of these. Like I said, I've already trimmed everything. I was ready to go before I started because I feel like, you know, while this is a tutorial, any prep work I can have done that you don't absolutely have to see. Like if you can't figure out how to trim eyelashes, you probably don't need to be putting them on your face. You just clip them off and then make sure that the band is flush with the lash segment. You don't want any part of the band sticking out because that'll poke you. So you take the lashes and then it'll be, a band will go all the way through them, and there's like that little edge that sticks out. You just snip off the edges on either side and you're good to go. So let's get these last two done. And then we will glue my natural lashes and then we'll start sticking these babies on. The great thing about doing them this way is like if you get it on and it doesn't feel right, if it feels weird, you can peel it off and re-stick it. You're not stuck with where you have them set until you use the sealer and you clamp them down. Then they're staying, you know what I mean? Unless you take the time to remove them. But you can move them around and wiggle them and play with them up until that point. All right. I've been doing my own lash extensions since 2019. I used to go get them done. I had a great lash girl, but I just got to the point where I'm, first of all, too obsessive. I cannot stand the way it looks when people have professional extensions and they have bald spots where they've shed lashes and their fill isn't for a week. Can't do it, man. I can't handle it. I was in there every week getting my freaking lashes filled. Like, I just didn't have the time for it. I'm too obsessive. So these go on in segments. I can do it myself. If I have a segment get loose or wiggly, I can peel it off and re-glue it or do a whole new set. It's all on me. I love it. So those are glued and drying. Now I'm going to use the mascara wand glue, and it's black Do you see what that looks like? I bent this. It doesn't come bent, but it's sort of a weird shape. It's hard to get in there. So just bend it. Like that's literally how I did it. I just hooked it in there and bent the edge. It's a little too bent. Hold on. There we go. All right. And then you are going to, let me zoom in so y'all can really see what I'm doing. Okay, I feel like you can see me. And then you aren't going to drag it all the way out, okay? You're just going to press it to like the inner part of your lashes. I don't want it to go down that far. I don't ever put lashes this far down. I stop like right before those little natural ones right in the corner. And then you're just pressing it sort of at the base of your lash. Just a press and a wiggle. So we don't want it to go all the way down the shaft of your lash. I promise that is more than enough glue. Do you see how it's just sort of at the base? That's what we want. Close that up. Then you're gonna use your grabbers. Everybody works differently. I like to start from my inner corner and work my way out. Some people like to work from the outer corner in. I've done it both ways. It really is just what you feel like doing, what's more comfortable for you. A lot of times when I'm trying new lashes, I'll start from the outer corner, but once again, do one eye one way and one eye the other way and see what's easier for you. There's no right or wrong way to do that, okay? So I'm gonna start at the inner corner. This is a 10mm segment. It's already got the glue on it, and you can see like the glue is like sort of this iridescent shade now. That's how you know it's ready. And then you are going to come into your inner corner. Once again, I don't come all the way in. If you look, my glue stops right about here, sort of parallel with the color in my eye. I do not bring my lashes all the way down. I bring them right about here. So where the, what is that color called? Your iris? Right there. That's where we're gluing, okay? And then you come underneath and you set them. Like that. And then I'll use the back of this to kind of push it in. And that's it. Make sure it's good. This one is a little too close. You can see it's like right on my waterline. You don't want it on your waterline. You want a little bit of space there. So I'm gonna pull it out a little bit. There we go. Much better. Okay, that one's applied. Now I'm gonna go to the next one and I'm gonna overlap the edges just the littlest bit. You can see where this one ends. So I want the other one to sort of sandwich on top of that one just a little bit. You don't have to do that, but you might get little tiny gaps in your lashes if you don't, and those drive me crazy. So we're gonna come in, and some people think it's easier to look down, like they'll put their mirror down here and look down and go like this. I don't feel like that's easier. Once again, figure out what works for you. I feel like y'all can see. I really hope you can see. Let's move that just a little bit so I can see you too. All right, so then I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna overlap just the littlest bit. See? So easy. This also makes it so that you don't really need to stack your lashes unless you want them like super, like holy moly. And then, so that's a 10 and that's a 12. This is a 14. There we go. See? And you might see just a little bit of staggering where they're overlapping, but when I clamp it, that's gonna vanish. Also, that's one of those things that people aren't gonna be that close to you. You don't see any staggering from back here. When you're that close, you see it. You know what I mean? All right, here's another 14. And then I'm going to stack that one quite a bit because I want the 16. So it's going to be almost on top of each other for a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I might have to go to the 16. I did 2 14s, but I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to try the 16. I don't think I'm going to have room for the 16 if I do the 14. So let's, but the 16 is shorter. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? We are going to pull this 14 up and scoot it in more. See? It comes right off. And I am going to overlap it on the 12 more, so I've got room. There we go. So it's overlapped more on that 12. Then I can put this 14 there, and I'll have room for the 16. So 14, 14, 12, 10, and then this is the final 16. And I don't want it to go all the way to the edge. There we go. See how pretty and natural looking? Then we come in and we press. Make sure everything's where it needs to be. Close your eyes. Make sure it's not pinching or poking or feeling weird. You want to do all those little tests before you clamp them, okay? Then I have a different pair of grabbers for clamping. I've got several. So these are my LashLinx ones, and they've got, you can get these little like grabber covers, and they're great. And you get like a bag of several of them. I just keep cleaning the same pair. So we've got the lashes on. I like where they are. They're comfortable. They're staggered good. They look good. I'm going to push on them just a little bit. I mean, look at the difference. Now do you see why I live in lashes? Like, I was in Mexico last year, and my friend Mandy, I met her at breakfast, and she was like, I just rolled out of bed and I look like a bridge troll. How do you look so good? And I was like, it's the lashes. They do the heavy lifting. Like, it's just, I'll never not wear them. I can be such a, like a homesteady, not afraid to get dirty, not afraid to, you know, work hard, but I'm always going to have my lashes on. Like, that's just what's going to be. Okay, so now that we've got these on, I give them a minute to just sort of dry and settle. Let the glues sort of meld. And then we're going to use this stuff. This is the Ice Lash Sealant. I don't love the applicator. I wish that the applicator was more like one of these guys. Just smaller, narrower. I feel like I'd have more control with this. But because you don't use the mascara one part. Like, you don't want to get this on the ends of the lashes. We want these to stay fluffy. So you just want it right on this inner, like where your glue is. So you just run it sort of along here. And I used to put it on the top as well, but I found that I really don't need to. It's kind of redundant. As long as you got it on the underside, you're going to be fine. So get that sealer on there, nice and good. Another reason to do that is so that when you clamp it down, the clamp doesn't stick to you. Because I've definitely clamped on lashes that weren't ready to be clamped yet, and then you let go and it pulls all your damn lashes off, and that is beyond frustrating. I will say that happened to me more with the other brand than it does with these, though. Then slide those clampers in and clamp. and that's it. That is a full lash application. I will put everything I used in the comments when I repost this. If you want a link to the Lash Linx so that you can get your own Celes Medley, comment link after I repost this. If you comment now, it won't work, okay? After I repost this afternoon, I will have a link and a discount code for you so you can go get all of your own lash things. I hope that this helped. If you have questions, comment afterwards, because like I didn't pay attention to any of these. I was trying to get this done. So just comment after I repost this and I can get you the link and a discount code. This is the Celes Medley is what I have, and I absolutely love them. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go. Keep an eye out for this. I'll share in stories when I get it reposted, okay? Have the best day. Thanks for watching. Love you. Bye.